Howdy! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you the most efficient way to solo Fort of the Damned in Sea of Thieves. Note, this is not a how to stop being sunk while doing it, or a how to start the Fort of the Damned video. This is simply a once you've decided you want to do Fort of the Damned but you happen to be solo, this is the way to do it. So if you do not know how to start Fort of the Damned, you will have to go and watch another video or wait for one of mine to come out. And if you're looking for something like how to defend a Fort of the Damned, or like how to not prevent being countered but deal with counters, then you will have to go and find another video on that or wait for one from me. Lastly, if you're new around here and you like Sea of Thieves guides, then consider subscribing please, it means a lot to me. And also, if you are interested in content other than Sea of Thieves, such as Rust, Call of Duty and Minecraft, but you still want to follow me and follow my journey, then you can check out my brand new personal channel that I've made called Cries. Now the reason for this is because that's just my online alias that I undergo. The link is in the top of the description. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me do other content and kind of just following my journey, then head on over to that channel. I'm just going to try and keep this channel strictly Sea of Thieves once I finish this Minecraft series. That's kind of just like a promotional thing for my new channel. Anyway, let's get into the video. Now, starting off, I'm going to be talking about what loadout you're going to want to run. Now, plain and simply, you just want to use the blunderbuss, right? You can use whatever secondary you like. I would prefer to use the Eye of Reach for kegs and higher damage. So if you get hit regged or skelly regged, or you miss a pellet or two from your blunderbuss, then you can just quick swap over to your Eye of Reach and finish them off. Now, obviously the reason for choosing the blunderbuss is that it one hit kills the skeletons. If you're point blank and you aim in, it will one hit kill them, so you don't need to waste time swording them 6 times, and that's just long. You just bring out your lantern, bring out your blunderbuss, boom, dead within a second. Likewise, carrying an ammo crate will shave off roughly 5 minutes from the fort itself, so I highly recommend carrying an ammo crate if you're going to do this solo. This 5-minute difference could be the difference between you loading some loot onto your ship and then being attacked, or just finishing the fort and then being attacked. So after all, this video is essentially a speedrunning Fort of the Damned guide, so trust me when I say it's worth searching for an ammo crate. You may be wondering where I got that 5-minute stat from. Essentially, think about it, you're killing the skeletons as they spawn out. Oh look, you're out of ammo, time to go and run up and grab more. That's going to take you about 15-20 seconds. You're going to have to do that quite a bit. If you have an ammo crate readily available and you can fill it up in between waves spawning, that's going to save you a massive amount of time. 5 minutes might even be too low of an estimate. Continuing from this, we're going to be talking about efficiency, training routes, keg piles, fruit spawns, all that kind of stuff, right? So first on this list, we're going to be talking about the kegs. Basically, you're going to want to do this before you start the fort. You're going to want to grab all of the kegs and stack them up together. You can either do this at the dock, at the bottom of the island or the fort, or at the top of the ramp/stairs, wherever you please, just as long as it's out of the way from the skeleton keg spawns, should you accidentally blow any up. Now the reason for this is basically just efficiency. We're going to be blowing up the kegs underneath Grey Marrow in order to stack damage and fast track defeating him. Next up, we have the fruit spawns. Now, there's not a whole lot I can say about this, except it's good to have the game knowledge of where every single barrel on the fort is for those emergency "I'm out of fruit" situations, because if you die, then you'll just be wasting approximately 1 minute getting back into the fight. And obviously, if you keep running out of fruit and dying, then this 1 minute of going to the Ferry of the Damned and going back up to the fort, it's just going to stack. And eventually you're going to be realizing that you're wasting about 20 minutes just dying, running for ammo, looking for fruit, etc. So definitely keep an eye on your fruit and where the fruit spawns are, and this is why it's not necessary, but it's definitely very helpful if you have a pre-made storage crate of fruit beforehand. It just shaves a couple seconds here and there, and it allows you to just get to your heals faster. Lastly, we have the routing and the training spots. Now essentially this just means how you want to manipulate the skeletons and Grey Marrow for the most efficient and killing possible. So in terms of skeletons, there isn't a whole lot you can do in terms of manipulating their pathing. However, with Grey Marrow, basically what you want to do is train him around objects and your ammo crate, or the fort's ammo crate if you didn't bring one. Now, you will see from my pathing in the footage that the routing of Grey Marrow I used is this small plank of staircase, I don't bloody know what it's called, and the main left staircase in the center of the fort. This basically always makes myself able to hit Grey Marrow while making it super hard for him to get a single blunderbuss shot off. This is because the way AI kind of works with weapons in Sea of Thieves is if you can't see them, then most of the time they won't shoot you. So essentially putting a little wall or a barrier, the plank of wood on the staircase, between me and Grey Marrow, making him unable to see me, completely resets his targeting and his timer on his gunshots, basically meaning I can, while he's retargeting me, I can be reloading, so then as soon as he comes around the corner, blast him, then go back around the corner, reload, blast him. So I am constantly just blasting him with blunderbuss shot after blunderbuss shot, and he's just constantly retargeting and trying to shoot, but I'm going out of his range, so he's repositioning, and it just means that he basically will not hit me. And obviously, yes, he will get the occasional shot off, and that's why it's good to know where all the fruit is kept. Now, yes, you may be wondering, why hasn't he mentioned cannoning Grey Marrow? Well, the reason why I suggest this instead of cannoning is because it's quieter mainly, and it's easier as you won't be trying to keep Grey Marrow aggroed on you while he stood at the dock. So let's just say you're on your ship cannoning Grey Marrow, you're a solo. He's only going to be aggroed on you for a little while. He's going to keep getting knocked back from your cannons. You're going to have to keep readjusting, and essentially he will eventually lose aggro on you and start walking back up. At this point, you're going to have to jump off your boat, go and re-aggro him and make sure he stays at the dock, and then go back onto your ship, and you're going to have to do this over and over again. Whereas with this, he's constantly aggroed on you and constantly locked on you, following you. So yes, you do less damage per second than the cannons, but it also saves you time re-aggroing him. Lastly, some final tips that I have. When skeletons are spawning with gunpowder barrels, you need to kill them basically as soon as they fully come out of the ground or while they're midway coming out of the ground. If you there's a way that if you light them up just as their feet touch the ground, they're just going to instantly 180 and then you're going to blunder them and blow up. So you kind of just need to be a little bit careful with the skeletons. You'll get a feel for it, but my best advice would basically to be wait for them to fully spawn out of the ground. If you're newer to this, wait for them to fully spawn out of the ground, raise your lantern, it's going to stun them, they're going to do a little thing and stand still, and then you go behind them with your blunderbuss and one blunder them in the waist, legs, back of the chest, whatever you're comfortable with. Then you can have a free keg. Go and add this to your pile, and essentially you're just stacking more damage on the Grey Marrow. Well, if you're sat there now wondering, why hasn't he mentioned the kegs? Well, I would have hoped you'd figure out that you want to blow them up before getting Grey Marrow into a spawn trap / bugged pathing. I figured that was kind of self-explanatory. Once he spawns, take him over to the gunpowder barrels, blow them up on him. You may die, and then run back to the training spot of your choice. One which would also work as a training spot is at the top of the ramp around the weird wooden gate thing. I'll try and get a picture of it. If I can't, it's literally just as you go up the ramp. It's near the spike or the lantern that people usually put loot on. It's a gate that skeletons tend to get bugged in. You can train him around that. You can train him around the entrance. Literally anywhere and everywhere, as long as you're constantly switching his targeting off of you and making him lose sight of you, then that's probably that is the easiest way to get him into a would you call it a spawn trap? I don't know. Into I don't know what you'd call it. Though I believe that is everything for this video. If I have somehow left anything out, then I do apologize, but from what I can think of, this is actually everything. If you have any other strategies you like to use, then please let me know in the comments. I'm very interested in to see how you guys tackle this fort. Anyway, thank you for watching, and remember to check out my personal channel in the description for more content from me. Also leave a like here, go over there, just subscribe and watch my video. Thanks. Much love. Goodbye.